Welcome back to Westbridge Hills for episode 16 with me, MrSealyp. So we begin this episode with load number 2, another 48 in the trailer, which should give us 96, if my maths isn't that awful. Not a bad start. Because I had it in my head there with 3,000, I thought I'll probably get about 100, and then what's spare? I say what's spare, I was going to get another 10 cows, but because other things I need to do with the money, I think I might have to hold off on that. But not a problem. So, 48 and another 48 going in. $96. Confirm? Absolutely. Right, that's our sheep. In. That's what we're going to start with. 96. Doesn't look like 96. I assume they're hiding. Anyway, let's have a quick look in here, because it's going to look pretty appalling. Feed-wise, cleanliness 100%, as it should be. I'm probably going to do my usual and get one of the Lizard S710 conveyor pickup conveyors and use that to keep the area clean. There's not much point having a Lely Juno over here because it's not a particularly big feeding area. Cows are looking fine on the right hand side. They need water and hay or grass on this side, so it's going to be another grass cut. I don't own a windrower yet because the last time I did it all I leased, so I need a windrower, and then I need to fill up the loading wagon, get some grass over here, get some water over here. The water container may need refilling, so that's going to be the first job for today, is sorting out our lovely new sheep. Yes, I know, you're hungry. Right, let's crack on. What better way to introduce our new tractor on the farm than a few jobs to sort out the sheep. I have got the Deutz Fahr 9 Series 9340 TTV. It's 336 horsepower. It's big, it's a brute, I love it. I think the last time I used one of these was on Chellington Farm, which was one of the first mod maps I played on after, well, I think it was one of the first mod maps that came out on PS4. So let's have a look inside. Wow, bright, colourful, all the bells and whistles, very nice. Let's head down to, I think, to the water first, then we'll sort out mowing, and I do need a windrower, which, having bought this, is going to leave me a little bit shorter than I hoped, but I've got a lot of crops that are ready to harvest. Actually, yeah, field 15's ready now as well, which I'm assuming then right through there, so we'll field 13A, which means I've got 4 fields of soy that are ready for harvest. If I harvest the lot, that should give me a nice bit of money, depending on what the price is, of course. I have got some in storage, I think about 70 something thousand litres. I don't do a lot of in-cab. I do like doing in-cab, but then I think you miss out on all the visuals of the farm itself. But when you've got a cab that's as handsome as this inside, I do like the fact all the dials will work. Nice. Anyway, when we're going water, that was it. Getting sidetracked. Sidetracked by my pretty new tractor. Oh, this will actually look quite nice, I think. The two greens together. Let's hook that up. Perfect. Let's go. How much have I got? 15,000 litres. Might be enough. Let's see. We'll take it over to the sheep first. If it's not, we can always go and refill it. Okay, right. That's that full. It didn't take all of it, so I'm going to need to refill the trailer though. We'll head off and refill this. I think we'll probably do it down at the park again. Why not? I mean, you know, I'm sure they're not going to mind a dirty great big Deutz Fahr and a dirty great big Joskin 32,000 litre trailer rocking up at the park to refill. Let's hit the town. Barley on the left, field 6. That's mine. I will need some more straw bales. But straight ahead should be the park. Okay. Like I said before, try not to run anyone over. That apparently is frowned upon. Let's back that in. And fill up for free. Just act nonchalantly, pretend like nothing's happening. You're just enjoying the park like everyone else. Nothing to see here at all. And we are full. Right. Let's get the beacons on this time. This is a little bit heavier, I think, now. Just a bit. Right. Take this back to, well, store it. Probably back down with the cows, although it will need to go between the two. But that's us done. Full. God, that really does feel heavy. How bizarre. And let's sort out grass. Next job then is mowing. I'm down at field 19, and as you can see, there's a lot of grass already cut and already on the floor. I have been over the actual field itself, and it has been fertiliser sprayed and spread. This has had 2 cuts already, so the grass that's already in the ground is 2 cuts worth. If I do another cut, that'll be 3 cuts worth. That's a lot of grass. What I'm going to do as well is this field goes a long way up towards the pigs. I'm going to cut it about halfway. I'm going to cut the whole thing, don't get me wrong. I'm going to cut the whole thing. About halfway, I'm going to windrow for grass. The other half I'm going to leave, which I will tedder, I was never quite sure, and that will be for hay. There should be plenty of it. I shouldn't have an issue at all. I'm really liking this Deutz Fahr. I love the look of it. I did when I had it on Chellington. It's a nice big chunky old tractor. I mean, I have got it with wide tyres of course, but... So, let's open this up. Let's open up the front. That's the front side. Like I say, this is going to be a colossal amount of grass. So what I will do is cut around the edges, and then when I get to the actual field itself, I'll set a worker to do that, and I will sort out my windrower, because I don't have one. Now I know in real life you would cut the grass. If you're going to make hay, you would ted it, turn it over, let it dry, and then use it. You wouldn't cut the grass, leave it, let it regrow, cut the grass again, because the grass underneath would die, rot, and all the rest of it. I totally understand that. But doing it this way does mean, as long as you've got the time to do it, you can get more grass out of a smaller space, if that makes any sense. So, I shall continue, then we'll sort our windrower, and we'll get some grass picked up and feed those sheep. So, next purchase for the farm. I'm not going to lease this time, I'm going to purchase, and I haven't used this one before other than when I did the first introductory kind of video on it. So, windrowers. We've got the Pottinger, the Kuhn GA9531, the Lady Hibiscus, and then we've got the Kuhn MERGE MAXX 902. It's not cheap, but I haven't used it very much. It's a cool piece of kit, so I'm going to buy it. Doesn't leave me with a huge amount of money, but I've got a lot of crops that I can harvest. I'm going to make that money back. This is a fascinating bit of kit. A windrower, but not as we know it. It's a very, very high-tech one. You can windrow centre, left, right, all sorts. It's got belts and pickups, and it's incredible. So if I just open it up very, very quickly. It's about 9.1 metres wide, I think. Pretty sure it is. If we have a quick look. Got these conveyor belts that run along here. and it will cut the grass. Well, you've cut the grass already. These pickups here will pick up, bring up into here, and it depends how you want it. If you set it left, the conveyor belt from this side will put it all that way. The conveyor belt there will put it all that way, and it will come out here. If you put it central, that one will go that way, that one will go that way, and it will come out here. And if you want to go right, that one and this one will both go to the right, and it will come out here. So it's a rather fancy piece of kit. Like I say, it's not cheap, but I haven't really used it before. So I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's get it down to the field, because I think we're going to need it. Now, while the mower goes chugging past, I think it's got one more strip after this. I will open this up and turn it on and show you exactly what I meant. I've opened up the bar top left hand side for the controls. So if I turn on the merger, if I do R1, opens up this little menu, and I've got work mode left. I press the triangle button. Now, if I come down and look at the belts, so if I get out and have a look at the belts, if we look at the belts now, because it's on work mode left, the belts are all running in this direction, so it will come out here. If I look from this end, they're all running that direction, including the centre belt, which is running that direction as well. If I go work mode right, the belts have changed, they're all now running the other direction, to the right hand side, including the centre belt. And if I now do work mode middle, that centre section, you notice that came up, so we can get a little bit closer here. Just there. If I do it again, that centre section lifts up out the way, so work mode centre, both of these belts now are going in, the centre one's lifted up so all the grass can drop out through the centre and come out here. There we go, just thought I'd show you the belts running, makes it a little bit more interesting. I'm going to have it on work mode middle. I've set myself up pretty much in the centre of the field, that I, as far as I can gather, I have anyway. So, let's drop that down. Now, because of the amount of grass I've done, good grief, look at it. Oh dear. Maybe 3 cuts was a bit too much, I'm thinking. It might well have been. Maybe 2 was probably a better idea. Okay, well... Let's up a second. Spin it around without damaging it. Yeah, I think maybe... How many maybe? I should have gone with 2 cuts, not 3. So, drop it down. Turn it on. It's actually quite quick. I'll make sure I don't miss any. Once I get to the field, I can set a worker again. Problem is it will go right to the end, won't it? Yeah, I can't set a worker. Got to do it all manually. If we get down to the side again, if we can. A little bit in there. See the belts just in there. Both come into the centre. Very nice. Now I could have used the wider windrower, but why not? What we'll do, let's just jump out. Just move that out of the way. And carry on. Certainly isn't going to be a shortage of grass. That's what I'm thinking. I need to get a hayloft. But obviously not for the grass, for the hay, but I don't think it takes... Does it take grass? I don't think it does. Right, I shall continue. That is a real mound there, isn't it? And that is pretty much it. That worked brilliantly. I'm going to leave that over here by the dairy farm with the mowers, because this is where I'm going to be using it. The windrowing will all be done when I'm doing grass and hay. Straw, the combine harvester's already windrow, so I won't need to worry about that. I need to go and grab the loading wagon now. I mean, these aren't so much windrows as like wind mountains. They're ridiculously high. And I'm imagining that loading wagon is going to fill up really, really quickly. I think, to be fair, that needs to be moved. which I will do, and I'll put the windrower in there, I think. Or I might get myself a small, I suppose that is a small barn, isn't it? Get myself a small one over here maybe, just for the mowing equipment. I'll have a think. Now, the Stratman Terra Vitesse has got a 50,000 litre capacity, so it's going to be interesting to see. Let's turn it on and drop pickup down, because there were a couple of little stray bits here. I'll get those picked up on the way past. Now, start off with the row on the end. I think it's going to fill up really quickly. So, let's see, shall we? Do you want to lower that down a little bit? Is that alright? Probably alright. Okay. Let's see how we get on. I think the tractor's only just about going above this mound, isn't it? Wow, okay. Come in from the side and do that one that's perpendicular to us, and that's going to be pretty much it full. That was almost, well, I suppose it had 15,000 in already, so not quite 50,000 litres for one row, but yeah, that's a lot. Drop that down. And that's it, 50,000 litres. I will go and give what I can to the sheep, then I'll come back, fill it up again to make sure I've got full load. That does look impressive. Okay, let's get the beacons on, get this over to the sheep, and that'll be them productive, I hope. Okay. We are now productive. Water and grass. The sheep are good to go. Now, as far as where the pallets appear, I'm going to have to wait and see where it pops up. I'm not entirely sure. It won't be there. It won't be there. Oh, there we go. Already. So, we are now officially productive. We have a pallet of wool. As I say farewell to the sheep just for a little while until they need feeding again or cleaning out. I need to go and sort out that conveyor. Next episode is going to be definitely some harvesting, but it might be a bit multitasking. I think some harvesting and something else, I would imagine. I need to tether the other half of the grass field and look at maybe getting a hayloft. When one of these fields has been cleared, I'm thinking of putting wheat in, because I'm going to try and get a load into the hayloft if I buy one. So get as much hay and straw in it as I possibly can. And then look towards sugar beet harvest. And I'm thinking of putting sunflowers in when 15 is done here on the right. Putting sunflowers in that, or I might do in 17. Haven't decided yet. But a few jobs to do. But that is the end of this episode. The sheep are now sorted. We have prepped for wool, and wool is being produced. So, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.